Mood equals me.
Okay, they both start with what letter?
M.
Okay, so
Tone equals tone.
where do you always find the date when you come in? Every day since the first day you came in this class, the date is posted where? Okay, so what is tone equal?
Tone.
And that has to do with the author's what?
Attitude.
The author's attitude. Okay, so which one is about me?
Mood.
Which one's about the author?
Tone.
Which one's easier?
Mood. I'm in mood.
We're going to start to sound like cons again. Okay, we're going to do plot chart today. Again, this is not new information, but what we need to do with it might be something that's a little bit new. So we're going to take Cornell notes today. I got them partially set up for you, so all you have to do is type in the missing information as we go along. You can go ahead and type in your name. And what else does it say there?
Class period and date.
So what class period is it, Presentina?
Third.
And what's today's date, Kennedy? Of what? I think I'm going to give you guys a quiz on the months of the year.
On what? On the date?
Somebody said Monday yesterday.
Yeah, we asked what month it was yesterday, and somebody went, Monday!
Monday's the day.
Okay. Now, plot applies to every fiction story we read. It's not just Telltale Heart, but we're using Telltale Heart as our example on how to understand all this info. Okay, we all ready? Got our names typed in?
Yes.
Alrighty. Okay. So, good news, we're taking Cornell notes. Everybody should be excited like that. Show me excited like that.
Yeah!
Woo! I try to
Cornell
look
goes.
like him.
Alright. So, our big learning target, the big goal, is this. And this is what is typed at the top of your Cornell notes. So, everybody's going to read it together. So, look at the top of your Cornell notes, find where it says the big learning target. Give me a thumbs up when you see it. Give me a thumbs up when you see it. Give me a thumbs up when you see it. What are you looking for, Erica? The big learning target at the top of the Cornell notes. You see it? Give me a thumbs up. All right. So the count of three, we're going to read it together. First period did terrible at all of our choral reading today, so I know you can do much better. 1, 2, 3. I can analyze linear plot developments,
e.g. common reference action following subplots to determine whether and how conflicts are resolved. I like how you went fast.
Okay, maybe first period did better. I'm not sure yet.
No, give us a second chance.
Well, we'll see as we go through it because we're going to.
I don't know. I wasn't.
Today.
I couldn't judge the last time. I wasn't in your first period.
You started out okay, and then
You bombed.
something. I think that EG messed you up. Anybody know what that
Yes.
EG means?
Example?
These are for examples. So when we're talking about linear plot development, it's all these things in the parentheses. That's the important stuff that ties back to linear plot. Then we'll talk about this other part. So we are going to start with the first part. We have to be able to define each of those things that was in the parentheses. So mini learning target number 1, repeat. I can define each element of linear plot.
I can define each element of linear plot.
Okay. And you'll see I already typed the definition for this one in for you. That was an accident. Linear plot, what does it mean?
The story moves begin to end in chronological order.
Anybody remember what chronological means?
Time.
That's when we're talking about time order. So what word do you see in linear?
Line.
Line. So think line,
You still see that
timeline.
Are you serious?
It's still
You see it now?
Yeah.
But think line, think timeline or chronological line from beginning to end. So does Telltale Heart go in linear order? Does it start at the beginning and end at the end? Does it go back in time anywhere in the story?
No.
No. It goes from point A to point B to point C. I'm going to tell you my plan. Here's my plan. I killed him. I dismembered him. The cops came. I confessed. Is that all in order? Yes. Is that gonna help you remember? No. Exposition. We talked about the elements of exposition. yesterday when we did tone and mood. Exposition is our introduction to the characters and the setting. So you're going to type this in which column?
What is oh no.
Which column?
The
Notes.
one on the right.
The
No,
notes.
you're going to type it on the note side column. Which way do columns go?
Up and down.
Up and down. So repeat. Exposition.
Exposition.
Introduction to the characters and setting.
Introduction to the characters and setting.
Exposition.
Exposition.
Introduction to the characters and setting.
Introduction to the characters and setting.
Say it like you're the crazy narrator. Exposition. Introduction to the characters and setting. You guys are going to be active sometime. Okay, who are our characters? How many do we have?
Two.
Two.
No, five.
Yeah, 5.
Oh, yeah, we have the cops at the end. But who do we meet at the beginning?
Oh, two.
And who are they?
The crazy man and the old man.
And then the white eye.
And we talked about setting yesterday. Did we talk about it with mood or with tone?
Both.
Well, think about setting. We said if it's dark and creepy,
It's gonna give you a dark mood.
who's getting scared?
Me.
So is it mood or tone?
Oh.
Move.
Mood. So what was our setting?
Dark. The dark and
Dark.
creepy place.
Night.
The house.
It's nighttime. It's the isolated house.
Creaking boards and stuff like that.
All
How is it
those
isolated?
Scary, creepy things.
How is it isolated?
Wait, I was white.
Because they're kind of, it's not like city and it's not like our houses today where, you know, if you look out here, the houses are all kind of close together. This is going to be farther apart.
Like miles apart?
Oh, like you're not like
No,
because the neighbors still heard the shriek.
Oh, yeah, right.
Right.
They're far, but they're not that
Not too far,
Yeah.
but enough to be
enough to
distant.
hear this
Right.
stuff. So you mean the house is isolated, not like
That house is isolated, but not
oh,
like
like
the
you mean like it's
house.
isolated from other houses, but not like isolated so that no people.
Right.
Yeah.
The eye was white, right?
It was that pale,
So it was kind of white, right?
kind of white.
Yeah, but it
You're
was
both
blue.
right. It's baby blue.
All right. Rising action. Rising action. This is the reason you guys get bored reading. Right here. Rising action is the introduction to the conflict and a build-up in tension. This is the majority of the story. You want something big to happen, but it's not happening because it's in the rising action. We're climbing up the hill very slowly. And you get bored very quickly. But this is the majority of the story. Those of us that like to read like this part because there's all this buildup. We're getting to learn a lot about our characters. We're getting to learn a lot about what's going on, what drives them, what makes them do the things they do. That's why I sit down and read the 11th group of Harry Potter. Harry Potter hates you too. Just so you know, if you were curious. No, he hates you more.
I hate him more.
No, he hates you more.
I hate him 10 times more.
Okay, you win. So what's the rising action?
Introduction to the conflict and a build-up in tension.
What is it?
Introduction to the conflict and a build-up in tension.
I can't hear everybody.
Introduction to the conflict and a build-up in tension.
Okay. So conflict. Not a terribly new word to you, but we need to focus on it heavily to go back to that big learning target. So conflict is a problem. I heard there was a conflict before school today.
Yes, I wanted to. Oh my god, everybody was talking about it.
We don't need to tell, but I heard there was big conflict before school this morning.
What happened? Somebody got a fight. Like blood fight? Like blood?
I don't know if there was a blood fight, but I just heard there was a fight. And I heard it was.
Somebody said there was a weapon.
What?
See, that's how rumors get started. I just know that there was a fight. So, but is a fight a conflict?
Yeah.
Because we don't fight for no reason. It's not like you guys come to school and go, hey, you know what we should do today? Let's fight.
Okay.
And then what happens? It becomes a problem. And now we have a conflict. Okay. Because this particular piece is especially important, you guys are going to be so excited. gonna do a vocab routine.
Yay!
That's what we did when we talked about
Oh, how we-
persistence and heft and vex.
Are we gonna talk about weirdos?
different ways we said it.
Right. So now we're gonna talk about the word conflict. We're gonna go a little more in depth with conflict.
I used the word persistence last night. Oh my god,
Okay, let's
I
focus
seen
on this
the
one.
Vex thing on Once Upon a Time. I saw it.
Good. Let's focus on this one. Now the reason we're going to come back and focus on this is the first part of our big learning target is all these definitions. But we have to be able to take that information and come back and say, has the conflict been resolved? How has it been resolved? So we have to have a very clear understanding of what this is and how it works. Okay, so repeat. Conflict.
Conflict.
Problem.
Problem.
Conflict.
Conflict.
Problem.
Problem.
Conflict.
Conflict.
Problem.
Problem.
Just the boys. Conflict.
Conflict.
Forget there's only 3. Problem.
Problem.
Just the girls. Conflict.
Conflict.
Problem.
Problem.
Just my boys sounding like the girls. Conflict. Problem.
Problem.
Oh my god.
You guys are getting kind of good at that. Let's see how the girls do. Ladies, say it like the gentlemen. Conflict. Problem.
Problem.
What do you think did better, the girls or the boys?
Girl.
The boys.
I think the boys are actually getting kind of good at this. Okay, so we're going to give me a thumbs up or thumbs down only on these. Okay. A conflict with a classmate may result in a fight. Is that used correctly or incorrectly?
Correct.
What are we going to give me? Okay. Why? Why is that right?
Because like if I was having
Because it's a
like
fight.
if me and Cynthia were in a bad mood and I didn't like Cynthia for something and like I just let it all out to her, then we'll
Why'd
have a
you
fight.
have to choose me? Do you have a conflict with me right now?
Not right now.
Oh, okay. Not right now.
Oh,
We
yeah.
already
Say that later. Say that later.
Okay.
And I did make this before our fight today, so this just kind of happened. Okay, making all A's on your report card will cause a conflict with your parents.
Oh. A good
Jalen.
conflict. It can be a good
Ooh,
conflict.
wait.
What?
How do you
Exactly is a good
Are you gonna have
conflict.
two problems?
Wait, never mind. I thought it was a problem.
if they're bipolar? Now, somebody else did say in first period that it depends on what the A is. That some parents, a 90 is not an okay A.
Yeah.
Does anybody have parents like that where the
Oh,
90 is,
my mom.
that it might still be a conflict if the A is not a high enough A?
They'll be all like,
Like
Cynthia,
she
what is
expects
this?
more.
Okay.
She doesn't like you can do it.
But in general, I think most of you, if you take home A's, your parents are pretty happy. I hope so.
I'll leave.
Not my mama.
Lex Luthor wants to end Superman's life. This is a conflict. Do we all know who Lex Luthor is?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's a villain.
He's the guy that tries to kill Superman all the time. Really? There's always a conflict between those two. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a good story.
You need
All
to
right.
pay attention.
Thumbs down.
Wait, then why don't they have him in the movie?
Lex Luthor is in the movie.
He is?
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
Now, instead of doing our partner A and partner B, because that seems to confuse us a little bit, we're all going to do a turn and talk today so that everybody gets a chance to say this. So I want you to kind of take a minute and think about it while I'm talking about this. Each person is going to say your sentence stem. A conflict I have had with my parents is, or a conflict I have had with my friends is. So as a kid, I could say, a conflict I have had with my friend is us both liking the same boy.
Oh.
Conflict. Always a problem when you like the same boy, right?
It depends. It depends what kind of friends you have.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
So take 10 seconds and think. You ready? Okay. So in your groups, everybody go. Take a turn and talk.
Ladies first.
No, it doesn't matter. Just go.
Ladies first.
It doesn't matter. Just
A conflict I had with my parents or my friend is he thought he was better than me, so he thought y'all was better. He was better than me.
conflict I have with my
friends is because we wanted to watch
hate
different
that.
TV shows when we had our sleepover. So there was